House of X is a House of Xavier, kind of mirroring back to Bendis's House of Magneto, House of M, right? Powers of 10 is a play on a movie that's about constant.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and today I'm just going to do a quick video on the recent changes to the X-Men release schedule. Back in late October, Newsarama was reporting that the solicit information was changing for a New Mutants and X-Men comic. Basically, the solicit was changing, and in some cases, the actual creative team was changing. And now we have an update to that with even more information that 3 issues of Jonathan Hickman's X-Men are actually being delayed. So I'm going to read both of those articles, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on what it all means. Marvel have revised their solicitations and have released new covers for December's X-Men number 4 and New Mutants number 4. For X-Men number 4, Marvel has added solicit text. Previously, the issue listed the same description as issue 3, which also comes out in December. The change to New Mutants number 4 is more substantial, with a new artist, Marco Failla, replacing series artist Rod Reis, and replacement solicit text. The new text describes an armor-led recruitment drive for Krakoa gone wrong, while the previous text promised the explosive return of Cannonball. The more recent article reads, Marvel Comics have informed retailers that X-Men number 4 through 6 have been postponed by the publisher. This comes 2 weeks after retailers were told that X-Men number 4 will feature a different story than originally solicited. December 18th's X-Men number 4 has been pushed back to January 1, leading to January 1's X-Men number 5, likewise being pushed 2 weeks to January 15th. Marvel has postponed January 15th's X-Men number 6 3 weeks to a new February 5 release date. The publisher did not inform retailers why this was occurring to this planned twice-monthly title. However, the original solicited creators are still slotted to work on these issues. If I'm being perfectly honest, I've been getting really confused by the Dawn of X release schedule. I read in interviews with Jonathan Hickman that he said they're going to release the first 12 issues of X-Men in 9 months. If they went to a twice-monthly release schedule, they would be releasing 18 issues of X-Men in those 9 months. So I've actually been pretty certain that these weren't going to be released this fast all along. So I've been waiting for the next solicitations to confirm that in February, X-Men and the rest of the Dawn of X slate won't be releasing twice monthly like they've done in December and January. I don't think this is really going to change much. Like I said, I'm pretty sure everything was going to slow down anyway. February is when we're getting the new Wolverine series by Ben Percy, and I believe that's also when the new Fantastic Four X-Men series from Chip Zdarsky comes out as well. And we still have Jonathan Hickman's giant-size X-Men, I believe that comes out in March, and there's still the X-Corps title that I'm pretty sure Vita Ayala is going to be writing, with Carmen Canero attached to illustrate, and I think that one even comes out in February as well. So the X-Men slate was going to get full really fast when Wave 2 kicked in. So I've been pretty convinced all along that things were going to slow down. I do believe that New Mutants number 4 was actually an issue that was scheduled to release after number 4, that they just moved ahead of Jonathan Hickman's X-Men number 4 because they had some flexibility in the timeline and the release schedule, and maybe that one was a little bit further along in development. As far as X-Men, I don't think that they did anything new here. This is Jonathan Hickman's series. Like they said before, X-Men number 4 had the exact same solicit information as X-Men number 3. It's obvious they were still working on the issue and they weren't ready to put the preview data out yet. It wouldn't surprise me if they're falling a little bit behind with all the artists, and they have a little bit of wiggle room in there, so they just move the X-Men schedule back 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, and then push X-Men number 6 back another 3 weeks to coincide with the new release schedule that was going to be announced anyway in February. I don't think any of this information is anything to be worried about, or signs that maybe Jonathan Hickman's X-Men isn't running smoothly. I think there was a slight delay, probably on X-Men number 4. They pushed it back a little bit. They had some wiggle room because X-Men releases were going to slow down anyway. And I believe New Mutants number 4 was probably an Ed Brisson written script that was meant to be published later, that they just moved up ahead because it was further along in the development, and the timeline allowed for them to do that and gave them a little bit of flexibility. And I think Jonathan Hickman and his team are just taking advantage of that. Nothing really to see here. It's interesting. And I do believe the 6 Dawn of X titles release schedules are going to slow down a bit, make some room for these 3 new X-Men titles that we're receiving in February, and the one new one that we're going to get in March as well. And we also know that there's an X-Men Wave 3 with even more new titles, with more new creators. There's a Moira title out there that Hickman has said is coming that hasn't officially been announced. There's another title out there dealing with Resurrection and all the ramifications of that that hasn't been officially announced. So there's a ton of new X-Men content in the pipeline. And they're going to have to make way and make a little bit of room to fit all this new X-Men content in there. And of course, you will all be able to come right here to Thinking Critical YouTube, because I will be your go-to source for X-Men information and X-Men reviews. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and be looking out for my X-Men #2 review that should be up tonight. And make sure that you tune into this week's Outside the Bleed with Skip and Tasha and myself. We're going to break down Fallen Angels #1 by one of our favorite writers, Brian Edward Hill. We're very excited about this series, and we're going to dig right into it and give you all the great details, give you everything you need to know about Fallen Angels. And this weekend, there will be a special live stream of the Adamantium Hour on Sunday. We're going to break down all the #1 releases for the Dawn of X titles. We're going to talk about the themes, we're going to talk about art, we're going to talk about all of it. Make sure you tune in this Sunday for the Adamantium Hour. I'm going to have Doc with me, I'm going to have Skip with me, Chase from Gateway into Comics is going to join us, and a couple other special guests. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you all very much, and have a good day. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.